Hi there, I'm Richard Halim and I'm applying to be your Indonesian teaching assistant. And behind me there is Indonesia's first president's childhood home. Let's check it out. This is the inside. This is the inside of the historic Gebang Palace. As you can see, all the historic furniture, they're all real. They're all from the house. You can see the wood. A lot of them are teak wood and the rattan work as well. I teach Indonesian. I teach Indonesian language online, and over the years I've noticed that students, they ask things that I didn't expect. I mean, they asked about why I'm wearing this udeng Balinese headband, other things. They're curious about my small town, they're curious about life here, they're curious about what is it like to be in this building. And so bit by bit, I began explaining them. I began doing virtual tours with students where I take them around on virtual meetings, but I walk around these famous landmarks, not unlike this video. And so that is the type of energy, that's the type of learning that I wish to bring to the classes in Western Australia. Check out the stuff in this room. That old bike, actually that bike is called an oma fiets. That's a Dutch word meaning grandma bike. So as you can imagine, without the front bar, that's usually that way. It's far easier to people with dresses or people with long coats to step on and off the bike. Well, one activity that I'm excited to bring into the class is a sort of mini project, making these dakon boards. Dakon is an old Javanese board game that involves basic counting and taking turns. Before taking turns, students will need to do a version of rock, paper, scissors, but in Indonesian. So batu for rock, kertas for paper, and gunting for scissors. So batu, kertas, gunting. After you've decided who's going to play first, let's say I'm going to take my turn, I can choose, let's say, any of these any of these holes. Let's say I pick one here. And then I would take my turn to count as I fill in the holes in a clockwise direction. And while doing that, you can count in Indonesian, such as 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Now, as we play, the goal of the game is to fill in the house or the rumah here, as I have written here, the rumahku, or my home. Whichever fills this area the quickest, let's say something like this, and then the opponent maybe only has 1 or 2, you win the game, and then you can start all over again. So we can create our own dakon boards, and we can learn to play using coffee beans, green beans. So the goal is that as the students, as we're creating the boards together in a class, we can talk about decorating, we can talk about how to decorate with these sort of batik inspired patterns. We can look at inspiration from the internet of batik, easy batik art. So instead of just observing batik or these patterns in a museum as an exhibition, something to see in the class, they'll be able to play, they'll be able to use their imaginations, they'll be able to get to know these patterns in a way that's tactile and memorable. And as they play, they will learn vocabulary related to play, related to playing, main, about the turns, taking turns, giliran. As they do that, I'll be there to guide them. If they have any questions, if they have any sort of inquiries, they want to know more, they want to explore more, I'll be there to explain and to share the sort of contemporary Indonesian knowledge with them. That's kind of the goal of this activity. In saying that, I want to say terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video, and I wish to see you all soon. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa.